In the world of car restoration, some of the finest, most expensive, fastest automobiles of all time.
This is a real Shelby.
Real Shelby.
As well as some of the rustiest junkers.
I smell gas. You smell gas?
Are reborn here at the Guild.
It was ready to explode.
Wow.
This is one of the largest restoration shops in the world.
There, Axel, there are Mopar.
And these are the restorers who turn rust into gold. A rare gem has arrived at the Guild. Bob Robb and his son have brought in their 1969 Shelby.
And it's in really good shape, but it needs some tweaking done onto it. Back 24, 25 years ago now, I had a 66 Mustang and it got stolen. But ever since then, I said I'm gonna own a Mustang. And finally I saw this one up and it was a no-brainer. I knew that was the car I'm gonna get.
This is a real Shelby.
Real Shelby, 1969 Shelby 350.
This Shelby is a part of the Mustang family. Only 824 1969 GT350s were built, and only 26 units sport the Acapulco Blue paint job, the black interior, and a 4-speed transmission. 2 of them made their way to Canada. This is one.
When I'm gonna repaint it, I figure I may put some ghost flames or something to...
You want ghost flames on a Shelby?
Something a little different. I'm not 100% sure. I'm looking for your advice on it.
Well, when the owner said to me that he wanted to put flames on the car, you know, you have this reaction. It's like, what? Really? It's a real Shelby.
Flames started to appear in the 1930s, but they didn't really catch fire until the 50s. As paint techniques evolved, the designs exploded from 2-dimensional blazes to transparent ghost flames that seemed to rise and fall with shifting angles of light.
Barry's our painter.
Barry, how
are you?
Nice to meet you, Bob.
Yeah, you too. How far back do you want the flames?
You know what? I've never done this before, so...
I could do a couple of different sketches of the car and...
Perfect. Hopefully I like what I see and we'll get him to do it, but he'll probably be here with me reviewing it and we'll make a decision together, I think, eh?
Yeah, probably, because I don't trust you, so.
There you go. That's always the way.
While Barry lights up the ghost flames, Tom blows dust off the 1946 Alfa Romeo, getting ready for a visit from the Guild's biggest client.
Everybody's running around right now because Chris Orstrom is flying in from Washington. They're just getting prepped to show him everything that's been accomplished on the Alfa Romeo project.
Okie doke. I came to look at this very special Alfa, which has a Pininfarina body. It's 42 chassis, 46 body. I bought it strictly on the basis of how it looked. It was all a gut decision based on my eye. Great design is manifest. When you see it, you know it.
Chris and David have a long history of building high-end cars that get international attention, including one of the most famous car restorations, the Bugatti Aerolith. And now they want to make car history once again.
Well, it's got some size, doesn't it?
Isn't it big? I was going to say, you don't realize how big this car is.
Yeah.
Chris has tasked me with getting this car ready for the most significant Concours events, and they all occur in a few months.
Concours events are prestigious contests where the world's top classic cars compete for the highest honors. So every detail on the Alfa needs to be perfect, down to the hubcaps.
As the lathe spins, you put pressure using your body against the piece, and it will actually take shape to the form.
This metal spinning technique dates back to 1946, and Tom is using it so this Alfa Romeo part stays true to the original.
This is how it was done back then, probably with a little more flair than a novice like myself, but concept's the same.
Oh, wow. Did you have to make a tool for this?
We had to make a die stamp specifically for it. We actually duplicated the fact that the original disc louvers are unevenly spaced.
Good. So this is a famous anti-seismic wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of the first steering wheels made that would reduce vibration. Prior to this, pretty much you felt every crack in the road. And where is this?
That is
It's
actually...
like a perfume bottle?
Well, it's pretty close. This is actually going to be your shifter handle, and right down to the smallest detail, the little R that is supposed to be on top of the shifter button.
Wow. These are the originals?
Those are originals that were sent out and had the silk screening done for the lettering.
The restorers sank hundreds of hours crafting every single part on this car. from hand-stitched leather upholstery to one-of-a-kind glass knobs.
Yeah, these are beautiful, man. They're like butter, aren't they?
But Chris didn't fly all this way just to inspect a few parts. He's expecting to see the whole car.
I had thought that we might have it in paint by now.
That really had been our hope, too.
That was the feeling that we all had. I'm just wondering what slowed us up.
Well, the semaphores.
We're waiting for the semaphores. They're actually the turn signals for this vehicle. They come up 90 degrees to the body with a light on them that stays on the whole time that you're turning. At some point in time in its life, someone just replaced them with an English version, which is much wider. We need to have them so we can finish the bodywork.
Problem is, it's one of the few handcrafted parts the Guild outsourced.
Well, where are they? Have they left Italy?
They haven't left Italy yet.
Maybe we can go over and pick them up.
Chris is one of my most important clients, and he feels that I should go to Italy to pick up a part. Well, guess where I'm going?
In the muscle car corner of the Guild, Alex meets up with an old childhood friend.
All right, so we got a 72 Plymouth Roadrunner here. Basically, the guy's really happy with the rest of the car. He just wants to clean up the engine bay. So we're gonna pull the engine, repaint the firewall, rewire it.
First step, remove the hood.
Sweet.
Next, haul out the 700-pound Mopar engine.
It's cool to have cars like this with this kind of power and that are this fun to drive.
When the lightning-fast 72 Roadrunner hit the street, it became the leader of the muscle car pack. Equipped with the almighty 440 Commando engine, it could outrun most cars on a straightaway. This powerful engine needs an overhaul, but the owner is saving that job for himself.
Beauty. When I was 15, my Uncle Murray, he got a 71 Roadrunner, which I fell in love with. When my father passed away last February, I got a check from both my mom and dad and went and found my car. So my car is basically a present from my mom and dad.
We're going to clean this all up and restore it, get it all nice for you.
Yep.
When the guys pulled the engine, they uncovered a deadly problem.
The torque converter is the major issue. I mean, the pad's still sitting here. The other two bolts that were actually here and here were, I guess, worn loose over time and fell out pretty much. While we pulled the engine, we noticed that the torque converter was only being held in by one bolt. It should have four. It was ready to explode.
Wow.
Wow. If this last one had let loose, it would have scared the crap out of them and the car would have stopped moving entirely.
When the engine bolts are repaired, the crew will focus on the pretty work.
As far as appearance, do you want to try and stay as original as you can with the engine bay, or do you want it pretty and fancy looking?
He wants to be able to pop the hood at a car show.
Yeah.
So the idea when you open the hood, someone's jaw drops and hits the bumper.
Yeah, okay.
I want it to look brand new. Nice and shiny.
What a wonderful car you guys have.
Thank you.
Beep, beep.
While one client heads out,
Dave, to the showroom, please.
Dave gets a call.
Hello? Oh, my God. Oh, boy, I'm sorry to hear that. A triple bypass. Oh. That was Clev's wife. He's going in for triple bypass surgery.
Clev is the Guild's top fabricator.
I have to bring hires in this line.
Clev has this incredible knowledge and craft that is so rare these days. He needs to live for a lot longer to pass on what the skills he has in here.
Tom, can I see you for a second? I just got a phone call from Clev's wife, and he's been diagnosed needing triple bypass surgery, and he's going in tomorrow.
When I told him that Clev was going in for triple bypass, Thomas sort of blanched.
You know, he's the linchpin on some of the projects. I mean, there's the bloody Alfa he's got to make all the emblems for and chrome trim.
When I found out that Clev wasn't going to be here, I was like, what am I going to do? The badges on the Alfa are like one of the biggest things that we need him for.
You know, I can see you back on the bench because you're the only one I know of here that's got anything close to some of his skills.
I've shadowed him for years, but those are big shoes to fill. Managing the Alfa Romeo is already a big responsibility. How am I supposed to be able to do that while working on the car at the same time? It's going to be impossible.
On the other side of the shop, the rare 1969 Shelby GT350 is ready for a fiery paint job.
Nice if it had a sharp knife.
And Barry just started sketching some hot designs.
Yeah, the owner of the Shelby, he was talking about getting some type of ghost flame. So what I'm doing here is sketches to show a basic idea where the flames are going to be. So I'll probably do 5 or 6 different versions.
So this is the Shelby?
Yeah, just doing some sketches.
You know, I was thinking about this last night. People are going to be upset when we take the 350 GT off the side of it and everything.
This Shelby is one of only 26 ever made. For the purist, changing the look is sacrilegious. But Dave has an idea.
What if, when you were doing the flames, you did sort of tight flames along the bottom, and the flames are revealing the bodywork underneath?
You know, I sort of want to carry some of the elements of the original paint job through it and incorporate that GT350 logo actually into the flames.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I've always been very impressed with Barry's abilities, and I think that he's wasted painting on cars.
No, I've just been drawing since I was a little kid. Born with it, I guess.
When I see what he does when he does birds of prey and that kind of thing on motorcycles and everything, it's just like he should be in a gallery.
I might have been grade 4 or 5. I was drawing the Roadrunner and the Coyote on my desk, and I got sent to the office because I did it in markers.
Now, Dave's got a plane to catch.
We'll have to get a bit of a move on.
He's on a mission to find special parts for the Alfa Romeo.
All right, ready?
That are only found in Italy.
Hi, Mr. Gringo. Gringer?
Granger? Mr. Granger.
Granger.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Emanuele. I will be your driver for today.
Oh, okay.
Sorry for my very bad English.
Oh, that's all right. It's better than my bad Italian. This morning I got picked up at the hotel by a guide/driver. I'm looking forward to this. Should be a fun day. And the reason he's been hired is simply to make my life easy and so I don't have to worry about driving in Italian traffic and the whole bit.
Hey, you like?
Yeah, nice.
This is my car.
This
Come
is my
here.
limo.
This is my car.
Okay.
Beautiful car.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I think Mr. Gringo, he didn't like my little car. So where are you going? You want to see my beautiful city?
You know, I really don't have time. I've got appointments I've got to get to, so. One of the trips I'm making today is I'm picking up the semaphores, which we've been waiting for forever.
The first semaphores appeared in the early 1900s. Before that, drivers waved their arms around to show their intentions. But today, there's only a handful of companies left who still make the real thing.
The first one would be Afra, and it is Geo.
Okay.
Oh, it says Carducci.
I know.
You know, I've always liked the little tiny Fits, and I've always sort of hankered to have one, but it's a little tight, it's a little smelly, and it's not very fast.
The only problem is the freno. How do you say it?
Brakes?
The brakes. It's not so...
They're not so good.
I love my car because it's so old, so pretty, like women, you know.
Gotta settle for a McDonald's coffee.
Italian coffee?
No. I don't know where I am right now.
Where are we going? Very nice.
And I'm not entirely sure that the driver is completely on the ball all the time.
I'm pretty sure I've been here before. This is all looking pretty familiar.
I'm very sorry.
I'd just like to get where we're going.
Back at the Guild, work is underway on the 1946 Alfa Romeo.
What makes this car so special to me is this front end. The mid to late 40s, cars still had very pronounced independent fenders. So this molded-in body is way ahead of its time.
The man behind this rare beauty is Battista Pininfarina, one of the most prolific designers of his time.
He designed bodies for Alfa Romeo, for Ferrari, Lamborghini. Every major company at some point has asked Pininfarina to design a car for them.
And for every car he designed, Pininfarina would leave his mark. And that's what's giving Tom a headache.
The Pininfarina Speciale script is the original script for this car, so I mean, you're talking about something that's nearly 80 years old. The big problem is that we have to try and match colors that were readily available nearly 80 years ago, and being off a shade or two can be devastating when it comes to a Concours judge.
The guy for the job is Kalev, but he's out of commission. so Tom is next in line.
Listen, I know that you're going to be doing this for the first time, so I found this picture of Clev so he can be with you, at least in spirit.
He's got this look about him like, you think you can do this?
Okay, let me know if you need anything.
Thanks.
Clev, let me know.
The biggest thing about this whole enameling process is that it's actually an art, and even the most experienced guys can screw this kind of stuff up, so this is one of those instances where you really miss somebody. Not only their presence, but you miss their knowledge.
So what are you doing anyways?
I'm getting this ready to put some flux on it so that we can put some transparency over top of it.
Well, could you heat like a sandwich up with that thing?
No, I can burn a sandwich in this thing.
What's that, Clev? Put it in the oven too soon. Clev's watching every move you make. Try blowing it. You're gonna get waves in it. I've seen Clev do it 1,000,000 times. He's irreplaceable, pal.
It's sad he's gone. I want to see him back as soon as possible, but they have to make it harder because they're in my ear all the time.
If Clev were doing that, he probably wouldn't be wearing the blue gloves. He'd be wearing the black ones.
Like the gloves. Do you really believe that blue gloves versus black gloves are going to make a difference? A little too dark.
You doing Clev's job now?
They're all coming up and asking me, what are you doing in Kalev's spot?
So what are you making?
They all know what I'm doing there.
You're doing Clev's job with blue gloves on?
Go back to work.
Look at that, black gloves.
If I put the black gloves on, will you go sand something, please?
Okay, okay.
You'd think they were made out of gold.
Watch, things are gonna happen now with black gloves on.
Didn't I tell you to go sand something?
Okay, I'm going.
Don't you have something to stitch, too?
Clev, keep your eye on him, will you?
Aside from these important details, the Alfa is ready for a paint job, but it's missing some parts.
We have two little pointers that came out of the side of the car with a light in them, called semaphores. The Alfa's got those, but it hasn't got the right one.
The actual one? It's supposed to be. It's too short.
We need the original Carrillo semaphores, which were an Italian-made one.
So Dave is on a mission to bring the parts back home.
So you're telling me that we're lost?
As long as he can find them.
Okay, never mind. I try to make a call. Pronto? Pronto. Troviamo Torino, credo. Molto gentile. Okay. Everything is gonna be alright.
Everything is what?
Are you hungry? Do you like pizza?
Yeah, I do like pizza.
Because I feel the pizza in the air. I don't know. You don't like pizza?
We really need to go.
Okay.
I need to get where I'm going.
Eventually, David arrives at his destination.
I'm at Afra, and they're a special supplier of parts for Alfa Romeo.
Afra is one of the few shops in the world with the ability to restore the precious semaphores.
Hi, I'm Dave Granger. I'm here to see Matteo.
Without the parts, the restoration of the Alfa Romeo is at a standstill.
Now I will introduce you to Francesco, our mechanic.
You know, they're taking me back into the parts area, and there's this gentleman working away on our semaphores, taking them apart. They're old, they need chroming, there's no bulbs, the electrical parts are all worn out, broken, and rusted up. They're, at this point, useless.
Any idea when they're going to be ready?
It will take a couple of months.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
If I don't finish the car on time, I'm really in serious trouble because it doesn't get to one of the biggest shows on earth. And there'll be one very, very unhappy owner.
At the Guild, Bob and his son are ready to choose a hot design for a custom paint job on their '69 Shelby.
A couple of different styles of flames.
Now, is there any one of these that you thought looked better than another? Or?
Well, I'm kind of leading towards that one there. That's the one I like.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I like that, actually. You like that, buddy?
I like the way it is, but yeah, that one out of all.
That's just more traditional style flames. These are more like a tribal flame. I'd probably bring the flames back a little farther on the door, too. And that's just in blue pearl.
That actually looks nice.
And then that's the other tribal flame there.
Too much. I think that'd look nice.
Yeah, and it has the pinstripe on it, too, so.
Yeah, I agree. I like that one better. I'm happy that it's not too much. It's not going to be, gaudy going down the street, but I'm very happy with it. I actually like this. I like you have the 350 in there as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm very, very happy with this. Thank you for doing that. But I think we've got a decision on that first drawing and this color code. I think it's going to look really good. I really appreciate it. Again, thank you. We'll talk soon.
Yep.
Okay, take care now.
Yep, you too.
Thanks. It's going to look cool.
You never know what's rolling into the Guild. And today it's the owner of the 1972 Roadrunner with his rebuilt engine.
Just like Christmas.
Yeah, look at that. Mopar Blue.
It's all been rebuilt, trans rebuilt, motors rebuilt, everything's new.
The Guild did a restoration job on the car's engine bay. The engine also needed a total overhaul, but George did that himself.
Oh, you ate your Wheaties this morning. 1, 2. Where are you hooked?
I'm just on the frame.
Watch the bump, Ken.
And here comes the hard part. Installing the heavy cast iron V8 without dinging, denting, or scratching the new engine bay.
It's basically an 800-pound engine hanging on the end of a stick that you're trying to slip into a hole that only has an inch worth of clearance all the way around.
You want another guy on the opposite side?
One wrong move and it's back to square one.
Larry's underneath, line up the tranny.
Yeah.
I took the role of going underneath the car, guiding the back of the transmission down in through the engine bay so it wouldn't hit the firewall or get caught up in the wiring or something.
I just want to go ahead like another 3 inches.
No, we're still going to have to come up more. It's super easy to scratch the engine bay. You're balancing 1,000 pounds in a small compartment, so you have to be careful with it.
Come back in another 6 inches and start angling.
Whoa. You're gonna have to come in a bit once you drop it. The level of the engine has to change from minute to minute. We go from an angle like this, and as we're coming in, inch by inch, we slowly have to level the motor out.
Can you let the whole engine down a bit, Ken?
Yep.
That's it. The pan's just touched the cross member. Okay. Just touched it. Bring her back. No, mine's jammed right against the firewall. We couldn't get it low enough to get it back without the transmission touching at the back.
The engine's stuck.
What about pulling that cross member out?
That's the only way we can do this.
Something's got to give. A part needs to come out.
Yeah, mama. You mother. There, that'll do her. Angle it now.
All right, angle.
Drop her down 1/2 inch. Oh.
Level it.
Settle it.
Yeah, this side's mint.
Yeah, level it out just a tiny bit. There you go.
Okay, it's not going to go anywhere. We're good.
It's in.
She's in.
It's in, and there's no scratches, so there you go.
Bonus.
Mopar.
In Italy, David's hunt for the Alfa Romeo semaphores just hit a major roadblock.
It will take a couple of months.
Oh, is that right?
Keep the faith.
Yeah, it's easy for you to say, don't worry.
Be happy. But I got a friend from my cousin. And I think he will find for us what you're looking for.
Well, these aren't easy parts to find. I mean, you're just not, you can't just like go to your local parts supply place. This is very, very rare parts.
Yes, I understand, but you don't know my cousin.
Yeah,
so
well,
if you want, I can make a call.
Matt, you just get me back to the hotel because I've got calls of my own to make. I don't want to.
As you want.
Yeah, no problem.
Ehi, Pino. Ma tu conosci un posto?
He's got some cousin who's got a friend who has a relative who knows somebody who may be able to get me the part.
Ciao, Pino. Ciao, 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 ciao. Okay. My cousin Pino never fail. Never mind.
But you know what? If he's got somebody who knows somebody, what the hell? It can't hurt. You know what? I smell gas. Do you smell gas?
I stop?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, old cars smell gassy, but this was smelling like gas that just wasn't getting to the engine. Do you have any tools?
I'm not sure, but I try.
Oh, man, you can see it's been leaking down here for ages.
I opened the trunk, and almost every fuel line on the car was loose. You got electrical tape on the gas system. None of the clamps were tight. All the leads are like 3 and 4 turns on the clamps.
Got something like this?
Oh, that's perfect.
It's been pouring gas. It's burned the paint right off in here.
Ah, good to know.
Using a makeshift screwdriver and a knife set, I have at least tightened things up, and we have a reasonable chance of using the last half a tank of gas.
You're very able with the car.
Well, I know a little bit about cars.
Yeah, we're good.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. I won't even charge you for it. Look, an Alfa Romeo. I'd love to be in an Alfa Romeo right now.
We're looking for number 1, number 12.
Well, oh, at least we're going down.
Close to number 1.
Yeah.
Now, which number is it? 3.
1.
Oh, very, very nice.
You know, when I first got here, there's this big iron gate. We're in the industrial area. My expectations were very high.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Emanuele, Mr. Gringer from
Piacere,
Canada.
Salvatore Diomanti.
Ah, good to meet you. Granger.
Granger.
Prego.
Sorry.
Oh, look at this car. Beautiful. First thing I see is an Iso Grifo. I mean, magnificent car. Next thing I see is a Bizzarini Stradale. An Iso Grifo and a Bizzarini, like 10 feet apart from each other. This is one of my favorite Italian cars. Just the styling of this car is magnificent. There's a 512 Ferrari and some antique cars of significance. And I was just flabbergasted. What a magnificent automobile. So Mr. Diamante disappears for a couple of minutes while I'm looking at the cars, walks back out, in his hand, 2 of exactly the right kind of semaphores. Look at that. Nice. They fit right there. These are great. These are great.
Very special.
You know, I was actually really delighted because I didn't think that we were going to find them. I thought it was going to be a fruitless chase into the middle of nowhere. And my surprise was absolute. Thank you. Thank you.
Che sono meraviglioso e la ringrazia. I think that in life you must have faith.
Now that the pressure's off, David takes the time to check out the toys.
To hell with the Fiat. Whoops.
All right.
Dica di tirarlo forte che si chiude da solo.
Throw strong. Throw strong.
Like, what a lovely little car. Despite my misgivings, this young gentleman is the one who got me these, and this has been a search of more than a year. So all I can say is if it weren't for you, I would have been making these.
Thank you very much for the young man. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're a lot younger than me.
Okay.
And it really hurts me to say that.
Yes,
so.
yes.
But anyway, yeah, that's it. So, well, what can I say? Mission accomplished.
At the Guild, Tom is working on the Alfa's branding elements.
These are the flags that go on the trunk of the car. I've had to recreate them from pictures. They were lost somewhere between 1946 and 1949.
It's really nice to see that Thomas has the skill sets to be able to get the vehicle completed in time.
The hardest thing at this point is actually making the enamel wells in the cross flags.
The wells are tiny indents carved into the flags, barely 1/8 of an inch thick. They'll be filled with decorative enamel.
Well, when you're grinding out this material and you're trying to make sure that you've got the detail that you need, getting exact depths in that small of an area is next to impossible. So I'm just relying on my gut. It's a lot of really hard, fine detail work, a good 60 to 80 hours just cutting the flags out and getting everything ground down. Making something out of nothing, that's the biggest part that's become a challenge for me.
Out back, Barry's ready to light up the '69 Shelby with ghost flames.
This is gonna be a cool job because it's the first flame job I've done here. Done a little bit of airbrushing, like the grasshopper.
The Grasshopper was the nickname of a flashy green Econoline Barry got to tag with his own design. It's what he excels at.
My dream job here would be just to come in the door and airbrush all day. Step 1 for these flames is to lay the sticky paper on the car, which is just a trans mass that they use for signs. And once the paper's on, I start to draw out the flames from the sketch that I have. After that, go around the flames with a blue fine line, which is a 1/8 fine line. Once that's on there, I can take my pencil and trace on either side of the tape to get an even key line all the way around my flame.
After Barry finishes tracing the key line, he peels away the tape and cuts out the edges of the flames freehand. Next, time to bring out the airbrush. With the edges painted, Barry removes the paper on the inside of the flames.
So you can see the color difference in the pinstripe here. So I'm going to unmask this, and then in here is going to be violet pearl and blue pearl.
Barry will mix the pearl with a clear coat of paint to give the ghost flames a transparent glow.
So if you're going down the road and you see this car go by, you might not even notice the flames because they're so subtle. And then when it stops, the right light hits it and you're going to see them, right? So that's what's cool about it.
David's got what he came to Italy for, the missing parts of the 1946 Alfa Romeo.
So we're almost here.
But before he goes back to the guild, he's arranged a meeting with the grandson of the car's original designer.
Right here. Okay. Yeah.
Battista Pininfarina.
The design house at Pininfarina has designed amazing cars that we all recognize. I mean, every one of us has driven in cars that have had something drawn from this design house. So today, I get the opportunity and the absolute privilege of meeting their chairman.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Pininfarina. I'm very glad of what you are doing on one of the cars that were done by my grandfather.
Paulo's grandfather founded the company in 1930. Paulo is a designer in his own right and carries on the family legacy.
This is a picture, my father, 20 years old, and my grandfather.
So this is Battista.
After World War II, Italian car makers were barred from the world's biggest car shows. But that didn't stop Battista. He drove his 46 Alfa straight to Paris and parked it right in front of the auto show for everyone to see. The Alfa stole the limelight and created a media sensation.
Through the history of the company, we designed and or built approximately 1,000 cars. And here we have a totality of 20 cars. The Nash was produced partially in the UK, in Italy, and in the US. And the car is an interpretation of the flexibility to adapt our design to the North American market. And this is the personal car of my grandfather for the week. This man had the capability to design and build and drive the car.
Paulo's father, Sergio, joined the family business in the 50s and created some of the most famous Ferrari designs ever to hit the road.
My father died in July 2012. After a few weeks, we met with the design team. We said, we have to do something for our chairman. So I said to the people, I have an idea, but give me one day. So I called my mother and I said, we are going to do a Ferrari. Do you agree? I absolutely agree. So with the approval of my mother, the next day we start. And in 4 months, the car was done.
My favorite piece, I think, in there was the Sergio. Paulo described the car with great passion. It certainly means a lot to him because it evokes a visceral reaction. You get a lump in your throat, actually.
My father would certainly like it because it's expression of the past, the present, and the future.
David and Emanuele have one last stop.
Go this way, go this way. As a matter of fact, just stop right here. Yeah. Okay, hop out. Okay. I want to drive the last little bit, just for fun. If you want to, there's no problem. We're taking a little bit of a detour.
Relax, don't do it.
Okay.
Okay, where are we going now?
This is the Fiat test track that they built in the 1920s.
Yes, I see.
You know, Emanuele, he's a great driver. I can't fault his driving, but he drives this old car as if it's a modern car. So I just thought I would give him a little lesson, and what better place than on the Fiat test track?
In 1923, Fiat operated the biggest car factory in the world, and the only one with a test track on its roof. After a car was assembled, it hit the roof for a final test drive around the track, 5 stories up, with a steep 180-degree turn on each end.
I'm a little bit scared. Oh, mama.
Oh, mamma mia!
So let's try to get a little higher.
Again?
Yeah.
Another time?
Another time. You know, Emanuele was just a little nervous because, I mean, maybe it was unfair of me not to warn him of what we were going to do.
Oh, okay. You know, we need to get the car going faster or it's going to roll over.
Faster.
This is the money shot.
Okay.
What's this?
Oh, wonderful.
I managed to get her right to the top of the banks, and it was a little unstable on that because I don't think there's enough air in the tires. But what the heck? If you're not steering, you're not having fun.
Oh my God, it's wonderful. I like it.
You know what? I thought you might like it.
After a few seconds, I realized it was very fun, very amazing.
You know, my first day here was a disaster, but it went from that to a complete blast.
It was great.
You know, after all this,
I'm a little bit tired.
I'm much happier that I had this than a limo. In the first day, I hated the car. But, you know, that little car just performed great. We had a ball. It was all good. Okay. Take care. See you later.
Okay. Maybe the semaphore?
Oh, yeah. It's a good thing one of us has got a memory.
I think they're very important for you.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Gringer, not Gringo, is happy inside. Bye.
At the Guild, the owner of the Roadrunner is here to check out his newly restored engine bay.
Want to see it, guys?
Yep.
Restoring an engine bay, especially when you want it done perfectly, is actually a pretty big job. We removed every piece that was in there. We repaired a couple small rust spots, repainted it all a nice shiny black to match the outside, and cleaning up the wiring before the engine was reinstalled.
Wow.
It looks absolutely amazing. I'm very impressed.
George isn't just here to check out the engine bay. He wants to hear the roar of the Mopar.
Want to fire it up, hear what it sounds like?
Love it. The nasty, raw, powerful, mean, big block Mopar. It's the way it's supposed to sound.
The car sounds awesome when it fires up. The engine sounds great. It sounds like a muscle car.
Now it's time
Take it for a test drive. See how it feels, guys.
for a little family fun.
Car works extremely well compared to what it used to. I'm very happy with the car. The motor, there's twice as much motor there now.
David is back from Italy with the turn signals for the Alfa Romeo.
Without putting the semaphores in, we can't install the interior. So really, it stops everything dead not having them.
They needed the rare parts in hand to see how big to cut the slots where the turn signals pop out of the car.
Everything fits perfectly. Now it's going to be down to a little tweak so that it actually fits the coachwork properly.
Now, the car can get some color.
You know, the paint on this car is incredibly important.
We have to make the car that rolled out of Pininfarina's garage in 1946.
But this is no ordinary job for Barry. The owner wants it painted exactly the way it was done 70 years ago, with lacquer.
Lacquer's a little bit harder to work with than the regular base clear because you got to spray it really thin and you got to build up every coat. The Alfa's going to have probably 20 coats of lacquer on it. It should turn out really good.
This is a big deal. Most of the guys have never seen a car painted the old-fashioned way.
I mean, I was just blown away with the work they'd done on their car. Just beautiful.
The next step's the long part, sanding the entire car from top to bottom.
It usually takes a couple of days to sand a whole car. You got to know what you're doing to actually do it right.
Now he lays down 3 more coats of paint.
Which is the final color coat, and then you can put your clear on after that.
This is awesome. This is exactly like going back in time. It's exactly the same color as it was in 1946.
The car's gorgeous.
Time to finish off the job with one last wet sand and a coat of polish.
There's not really no shortcuts for this job. It's got to be done perfect, so it's worth it because it just looks awesome.
Now that the Alfa's painted, Tom can finish installing the semaphores.
I've got them wired up temporarily right now because the wiring on the car's not finished. But other than that, he's done.
But Nothing's finished at the guild till the boss says so.
So is it working? It is working. Why didn't it light up?
There's no bulb.
The only reason I went to Italy was to get these damn semaphores. I mean, the fit is beautiful.
Yeah, it came out nice.
Yeah. I mean, they're just a little thing, but you've got to have operating turn signals, and that's the turn signals. Well, I'm pleased that that's come to an end, because that was just a bit of an arduous, bloody journey.
Yeah.
So now I can relax because I got the semaphore. So the rest of building the car is a no-brainer. Just the interior, the hood, the trunk, the inside, the outside. Oh, and the wheels. Easy.
On the other side of the shop, Barry's putting the finishing touches on the Shelby. Because today's the day.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Shelby owner Bob and his son finally get to lay their eyes on their decked-out ride.
Anxious to see this one.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's nice. Look at that, sweet. It's fabulous. I really can't believe it.
They were just absolutely blown away. There's nothing better than seeing that smile.
Very, very nice. This is sharp, guys. What a great job. You've been wondering how it's going to turn out, but this is great.
Barry's actually painting it in there, GT350.
I saw that in the other corner. It's great.
Yeah, the Shelby was probably the best job I did all season because it's cool to design it and put GT350 in there with the flames.
I really wanted something that was classy and not too much, and he nailed it. It's just really sweet. Hey, buddy, pretty cool, eh?
I like the back flames.
Yeah, you like it on the back quarter the best?
I thought the flames were gonna wreck it. I did. I thought it was cool by itself, and then it's all right. I like it better this way.
Let's take it for a little test ride here.
And now a little father and son bonding time.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Man, is this sweet, eh? Well, this is sharp, eh, buddy? Very, very happy with this. I can't believe nice job that they did on it. We're gonna have a lot of fun, buddy. Just think of the road trips you and I be able to do. This is nice.
This is a total 10. The car is a complete success. Customer is happy. It's delivered on time. Barry knocked it out of the park.
This is sweet, buddy. Here we go.
I have a map.
Ah, you have a map. Oh, that's great. But it's the right way. I'm not so sure. Oh, okay.
I think I got it.
You are my personal navigator.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.